Hi, this is Marteen Santerre from Soul Being, and today I am here with Jonathan Glass from Healing Essence Center in Concord, Massachusetts, and author of Total Life Cleanse. Jonathan, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Jonathan is a master acupuncturist and Ayurvedic practitioner for the past 30 years. Wonderful history. So let's kind of get started by asking, what is Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, and are they similar?
Yes, a great question. So Ayurveda means, Ayur means life, and Veda means knowledge.
Okay.
So Ayurveda is a system of medicine from India that gives us long life and knowledge in order to live life to our optimal capacity. And Chinese medicine, I believe, and many do, emerged out of Ayurveda.
Oh, that's a really interesting fact.
It really is, In fact, in southern India, they found many acupuncture needles. And southern India is the place where, sort of the place where Ayurveda was very prominent.
Oh, interesting.
And much of Ayurveda was destroyed. A lot of the literatures and the books in northern India, but in southern India, a lot of that really maintained. So
wonderful. And are they both the same? How long have they been around?
Gosh, well, there's arguments about that. I mean, typically we say about 5,000 years.
Okay.
But if you talk to some of the Vedic scholars, you know, they go back way beyond that.
Okay.
The first time it was written down, they say, was about 5,000 years ago.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it's maybe worked for one or two people over the years.
Yes.
All right, great. So then tell us then, what is your background and how did you get started? Like, how did you begin to learn about Ayurveda and Chinese medicine? Did you experience it personally, or how did you get into it?
So as a kid, I somehow or other had the experience of being injured on the baseball field. I was 9 years old. I went to the infirmary, and I got a shiatsu massage from the nurse.
Ooh,
this is back
at 9?
At 1969.
Okay, well, all right.
I had no idea how she knew that. And in 10 minutes, I felt 80-90% better, and I didn't know that that was possible.
Okay.
As a kid, I had no clue that you could be in that much pain and feel that much better in just a few minutes.
Wow.
So that was one thing. I happened to, as a young person, have a interest. I like to massage people's necks and shoulders, so I was just drawn to it.
Massage,
I don't really know why.
Yep.
As an athlete in high school and college, I discovered yoga and meditation because I found that athletics was the most important thing to me. I played soccer, I played hockey, and I noticed that rather than getting overly crazy before a game, if I meditated and did yoga before, I was much better on the ice.
Okay.
And so it made me realize that there's more to it. I read the book Be Here Now, which my friend gave me, which led to a whole nother dimension, and started studying meditation. So I realized that the world of meditation, the world of yoga, had reality to it. And then it got me interested in other things like acupuncture, massage therapy, and little by little I got interested in that and started studying those things.
And what type of certifications or not license, but what kind of education do you have to be able to practice Chinese medicine and Ayurveda?
So in terms of Chinese medicine, you need some kind of BA through a university or college. You need a lot of the pre-med types of qualifications. And the school itself is a 3-year program, generally speaking. And it usually takes people about 4 years to go through the program. And it's actually a license, it's not a certification.
Got it.
So it's a little bit different.
It's a little bit different. And you have your master's, correct?
I have a master's, And now in America, in different places, people can start getting their doctorates, which I will be doing next year.
Oh, very exciting. And then is Ayurveda the same?
Ayurveda is not quite there yet. They're figuring out their system. So there's no license in Ayurveda, there's certifications.
Got it. Okay. All right, great. Very helpful. So you've recently published a book called Total Life Cleanse, which I have a copy here.
I'll show you right now.
So can you tell us about the book and why you wrote it?
Sure, yeah. So about 20 years ago, the year after my son was born, I was working with a friend of mine who's a chiropractor who worked with me. And we were talking about what we called our difficult patients. And these were people that were regular patients. They would come every week, and they would get acupuncture, they would get chiropractic, they would get herbs, they would get nutrition, and they weren't getting better. They really weren't getting better. And as a practitioner, even though they're paying us, it's not fun.
No, because you want them to get some show some sort of progress. You want them to be getting the help that they need.
You're doing things to them and for them, and they're not getting better. So we put together long story short, a program, we called it the Total Body Cleanse at the time. It was a 5-week program. We took them off all kinds of foods. We gave them great recipes. We gave them some herbs and supplements, encouraged them to meditate. And we had a group of about 20 people, and it was amazing. People just made huge changes in their health. Less pain, less digestive problems, more mental clarity.
Wonderful.
Depression minimized. So all kinds of things happened, and it kind of blew our minds. So we knew we were onto something. A lot of people are doing it now, but I have to say we were one of the first practitioners, you know, that weren't connected to a nutrition company or anything like that, to really be doing that. And we started doing that. So every single year, about 4 times a year, we would have cleanses. And I've been seeing a few thousand people since then.
Wow.
So every year we do cleanses. And so I put the book together, which has all the information of the cleanse.
Great. And are there just a couple of key foundational elements you can share with us that are the kind of the foundation of the cleanse?
Well, I have to say, the thing that comes to mind in the Total Cleanse that's there is the principles, basic principles of Ayurveda. Because in Ayurveda, without getting into too much right now, is that there's 2 causes of disease in Ayurveda. So the first cause is called pragyaparad, and that means when we ignore our own innate intelligence and we ignore our own wisdom. So yoga, meditation, things like that are meant to help us tap into our own innate intelligence. So when we ignore that, we get sick.
We're not listening to our bodies, basically.
We're not listening to our bodies.
And our body's like, I know how to get your attention.
Exactly. So, and the other thing is called amma, which means toxin. So even from an ancient Ayurvedic perspective, back thousands of years ago when the water was clean and the air was clean and things like that.
For pollution.
Detoxification was considered the primary foundational aspect to their healing system.
Oh, interesting.
So that's there. So then enhancing the energy, the prana, supporting healthy digestion, which is called the agni, supporting the immune system, which is the ojas. So everything is based on those very practical principles. Remove the toxins, increase the body's innate intelligence, and you should be good to go.
And put more good stuff in. Okay. All right, fantastic. So how can we get a copy of the book?
So the book can be purchased on Amazon. It can be purchased on my website, which is thetotallifecleanse.com or healingessencecenter.com. And but it's right on Amazon, totallifecleanse.com.
Fantastic. All right, so going back to your practice and your history with Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, what are the types of conditions that you treat with those therapies?
You know, I treat a lot of different conditions. People come to me for all kinds of immune issues, for energy issues, for emotional, mental issues, because Chinese medicine and Ayurveda covers all those bases. So while I'm very eclectic in terms of what I practice, I would say I specialize in pain, I specialize in digestion, I specialize in mood disorders and insomnia, things like that. And you're starting to get into heart work as well. Yes. So cardiovascular, blood sugar issues.
So diabetes then?
Diabetes also, Heart disease is actually, most people don't really think of it this way, but it is still the number one killer of human beings on the planet. And unless we really, get a grip on what we're doing in that department, and the truth is if we eat a heart-healthy diet, then it's very likely that we will minimize
it's preventable.
the other diseases as well.
All right, great. And then with a session with you, whether it's through acupuncture or Ayurveda, what does a typical session look like?
What does it look like?
What does it take?
So the first time someone comes in, I usually spend about 90 minutes with them. So what we'll do is they'll do a questionnaire. We'll go over the questionnaire. I'll ask plenty of questions. I'll get information about the person. Get to know them.
Health history.
And then a little history, their concerns, what they're here for. Then I'll get people on the table, and I will do both a Chinese medicine, an Ayurvedic, and a muscle response testing session with them. So we look at, we feel the pulse. We look at the tongue. Get a sense of, we even check the color, the sound, and the odor and emotion of the person. There's ways to assess that through Chinese medicine. So I get a good picture of the person, and then we do what's called muscle testing, and we find out if there's any food sensitivities, if there's any immune issues, if there's any kind of toxicities with heavy metals and chemicals, if there's scar interferences, things like that. So we'll go through the whole thing, and then I'll do an acupuncture treatment. So that usually lasts about 90 minutes. And then after that, people come generally, depending on what they're coming for, once a week for a while, or sometimes twice a week if there's a pain issue. You have to be a little bit closer together.
Yeah.
Once things settle down, then we'll extend it out.
Okay.
I have people that come see me weekly, and I have people that see me seasonally.
Okay.
Just as a tune-up.
Yep. So as you're treating conditions, is it something then that works over the long period for just preventative maintenance?
Right. Well, initially in Chinese medicine, the doctors only charged their patients when they were healthy.
Oh, wow, interesting.
You didn't have to pay if you were sick.
Okay.
So if the
then
patient
something
was
was
sick,
wrong. Okay.
the patient was sick because the doctor in that system.
Context.
I'm responsible for your health.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm responsible for your health. That's how they thought about it in that system.
Oh,
if you get sick, I treat you for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I should have kept you. I should have helped you to stay healthy by giving you the tools.
Right. And it's also a different model because it's a health model.
Yes.
I'm helping you stay healthy. I'm not just preventing you from being sick.
Wow.
And that's the big difference in this type of medicine and healing, is that it is to help people go from being sick to healthy.
And then
but
stay healthy.
Really, it's about helping people stay healthy and live at a higher quality of life.
Yes.
Because that's what we all want.
Exactly.
We don't want to just get by. We want to feel good and learn and live and grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Have that optimal health.
Exactly.
So switching gears to you personally, what are your personal mindful living exercises? Do you have anything in your toolkit or any tips you can share that have worked for you over the years?
That I do? Yeah. Well, I every morning I do some form of yoga. I do some form of meditation. That means I don't go to a yoga class necessarily.
Sure.
I
have
have
your
a
own
little
posture
spot in my
sequence
house
that you do.
I do my own sequence. Get the body uncricked.
Stretch it out.
Get the breathing going. Get the prana going. And then I do some meditation. Okay. And I also do a form of meditation called japa.
And what is japa?
Japa is using a mala. And I chant a mantra on the mala very quietly for about an hour every day. Then I usually read some inspirational texts, they're actually from India, sacred scriptures from India. So I spend sometimes 2 hours every morning, sometimes just an hour, depending on the day.
Getting
sometimes
your foundation laid.
Sometimes, because as a practitioner, we want to be in as clear a space as possible. And that's been one of the blessings of being a practitioner, is that I have to be on.
Yes.
I have to
if
show
you're
up.
Full of diseases, you cannot be
and if I've,
helping other people to get free of them.
soda and sugar, and I'm falling asleep and yawning with the patient. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm sure that your patients appreciate that.
I hope so.
All right, that's great. Thank you. So then lastly, what is it that you love most about this work that you do? You've had a long history with it.
What I love most is to see people become inspired and feel better.
Okay.
I mean, it's really what it comes down to is if somebody comes and whether it's just their pain or their mood or their symptoms or their condition gets better, then it gives me great pleasure.
Wonderful. You get to see their transformation and then help to see them stay healthy.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much. To get in touch with Jonathan Glass from Healing Essence Center in Concord, Massachusetts, visit us at soulbeing.com. Thank you and have an amazing day.
Thank you.